I'm actually quite a firm believer that in order for you to receive good things, you need to let go of the good things that you thought were good for you that actually no longer serves you any good. Hi, I'm Bonita Angeletta. Well, that's a long name. Didn't do that before. Hi, I'm Bonita, and welcome to Before I'm 30. Again, there's nothing wrong with being 30 or starting at 30, but I just thought it would be fun to document my thoughts and life and experiences 10 years prior. So, today I had a realization. I don't know if I just had that realization today or not, but I had this idea. Oh my god, you can see how messy the wires are. Let me change the position. Maybe this one's better. No, it's too dark. Hold on. Never mind. Okay, that's the point. This is a raw interaction. One way. Maybe you can make it two ways. I don't know. So, often we we sometimes question that why isn't good things happening to me, or why don't I get this? Why others are getting this and not me? Well, first of all, let's not compare anything to others because we are living different lives. We are two different people, and we have our own kind of agenda and purpose in this world. So irrelevant. Um and I know it sounds a bit cliche and everybody says that, but I genuinely think the only person you should be in competition with is your current self, and later will be your past self. So that's supposed to be the only opponent. Is that the right word to say it? It's the only rival in this competition. But maybe it's not because we don't deserve that good things, because we clearly deserve good things, but maybe it's because we are still holding on to things we thought were good for us. So there is no room for any new good things. You know what I mean? We try to so hard to force our desire of keeping something that it actually limits us from achieving the good things that is actually going to be gonna serve good things in your life. Mm, but that's normal because we think we know what is good for us. But often, after something happening, we just realize maybe I didn't know that before, but that's okay because now I do. And I'm gonna share a story for that. So, last year, I applied for a scholarship student exchange program, and I've always wanted to do this program ever since I was a little girl. I know I'm small, but when I was wise, yeah, age wise, was younger. It all started when I was in high school, I think, before COVID. So first grade of high school, I was sitting on the I forgot what is it called in English, on the balcony with my best friend, whose microphone I'm using right now. Thank you, girl. um, we were talking about, we love to talk about our future. We both are dreamers. We we kind of understand each other's oddly ways of thinking, and we share a world. And I'm thankful that until today we still do, because we've been doing that ever since we were in elementary school. So very cool. And she told me that that there's this one program that we should try when we're in university. It's a one semester exchange program, fully funded abroad. And I was like, of course, I have to do it. Um at that time I didn't really understand anything. Not that I do a lot now, but less than I do now, how to do research and stuff like that for literally anything. But the only thing that was on my mind was that I've always wanted to study abroad ever since I was in elementary school. So when she told me that, I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I'm not gonna name the program because just because. And but then COVID happened, so I didn't get to study abroad without any scholarship, and there were other limitations. So I got into a public university, and that program was always on my mind. Like, I have to do it in my fifth semester. And so my third, I think the end of third semester, I started preparing for that. And it went on until fourth semester, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it was in 2023, the end of 2023 until 2024. Hold on. No. Yeah, the entire 2023. And me and my best friend, we're still sticking together and preparing for that scholarship. And we had like a mini IELTS preparation class every week, and had like a mock interview, and we reviewed each other's essay, and just kind of do everything, like the researches and everything. And it was clearly one of the most fun times of my life, because my dream has never felt so close. And I would write like on my diaries, like, oh, today I did this, today I did that, and there were times I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And funnily, there's this random night when I was doing my assignments, my school assignments, I think in third semester, I'm not sure. And then I suddenly came across, like, it's just in my head. Wait, there's this one song, BTS, Mic Drop. I want to listen to that song, and boom, that's like a rabbit hole. And while I was preparing for this program, I listened to them a lot, because they were kind of like, they motivated me. They're like very cool. No, genuinely though, like, they're very hardworking, and I think they're like one of the living proof of how hard work paid off. And so I'm a creative business student, and so I thought I wanted to choose Korea as my host university country, because first of all, my reasoning was, well, their creative industry is very improved, they're developing, and I want to learn from it, and that's not wrong. But I know deep down, I don't really have like a firm reason for that. Like, I just wanted to go to a country where they live, and they were but of course I tried to back it up with data. It's like, yeah, it's a very growing creative business industry, and etc. etc. And so I put my life, my mind, and everything to South Korea. Damn. And it went on for like months. Like, I literally had Korea on my list. So we could choose 3 countries, like three host universities. And the top one, it has always been South Korea. So yeah, and there was a time, I think it was a few days before my interview. Oh yeah, that time I already made it through the first phase, so I had to do an interview. And I think 2 days or 3 days before the interview, I had a mock interview with the seniors, the alumni, and she told me that, girl, I think based on these, you're gonna get accepted in your third choice. Not gonna reveal that yet, but she said that I don't think you're gonna get into South Korea because of this, and I was like, but why? Right? Because I was like, I want to go there. I want to experience snow too. And I remember, hold on, I'm gonna show you. So at that time, I had a diary. I'm gonna show you the day that I wrote this. because I was so scared that I was gonna get accepted to the third choice. It's so silly because nonetheless it's still a scholarship. You know what I mean? But I do understand though, like at that time it's what I wanted. Hold on, it's kind of tricky. Where is it? You can see how much it is. Hold on, what? Oh, this one. So it says, I believe I will get accepted as an awardee at the college's names. In Jesus' name, amen. And I literally wrote that. I had this diary on my nightstand, and I was like, I was sleeping. I couldn't sleep. I was like, I wanna go to South Korea. So I took my book, my diary, and I was like, I'm gonna write down. But then yeah. And then the interview came, they came. I tried to show off some basic skills of Korean. I tried to, and the announcement day arrived, and I didn't get to Korea. I got to Perth, Australia. And at that time I was like, I didn't do any research for this. Like genuinely, I didn't do any research. I was very grateful. I was very, very happy, but I was also confused because, as I said, I thought at that time I knew what I want and I knew what I thought was good for me, which is South Korea. It took time for me to realize that, hey, but this is your childhood dream, and this is still an opportunity that is a gift after your hard work. And I'm I prayed for this. I prayed for this program. I prayed for this acceptance letter. And I also prayed that, God, I don't know what it is in Perth and South Korea, but you do. And so please lead me to the place where you know it's good for me. But yeah, as a human, sometimes I forgot. And but I think that's the strength of it, that I didn't have any expectations. I had zero expectations, and basically I kind of didn't do very good research about Australia. So when I lived there for 5.5 months, it wasn't anything like I expected it to be. And it was clearly one of the best time of my life. And I genuinely felt like home there. Like I felt like this is where I was supposed to be, and I understood then by then when I was there that, oh, this is why I have to go here. It's just, this story is just an example of, once you let go of what you think was right for you, that's exactly when you will get what truly is good for you. The day I finally let go that idealism that I have to go to South Korea is the day I think my life changed for the better. So the underlying message is that if you feel like you're not getting what you deserve, maybe there is something that you need to let go. Yeah. Maybe. Just maybe. I mean, you know you the best. And trust me that, not trust me, and believe that once you let go what you think is good for you before, but actually you kind of sense that I don't think this is actually serving me good anymore, because that's how I actually felt about South Korea. Like I said, I didn't have very concrete reasoning why I had to go to South Korea, but but that's what I thought was good at that time. There's nothing wrong with it either. If you have that feeling about something, maybe it's time to let it go and watch how the universe, or whatever you believe in, that something better will be there for you, will come to you, And you will finally understand why it had to happen that way. Yeah, and I also, the final message is, the other day I read that ask the universe more. Universe isn't on budget. And I really like that, because maybe we often felt like, I want to keep this because maybe we don't have a good reason for that, or we thought this is what I deserve. When truly maybe you deserve, when truly maybe you, of course, I mean, you truly deserve more than what you thought was like the minimum. But what if you ask more? What if you ask more, the better, the best will come. So yeah, the first one is, let go what you think is actually no longer serves you good, because it will open new good doors. And ask. Ask with what you want, and believe that if it's aligning with God's plan, or like fate or whatever, it will happen.